Hari 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Palvik. Maithili.
Mama, why she knows my name?
Yeah, she knows. It's written there. See?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Thank you, Tushita.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Next, Palvik.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Gaurangi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Devi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Thank you, Mataji.
Laxmi Mataji, please take over, Mataji. Just Madhav can sing one time and then you can take over, Mataji. Madhav will not get the chance. Madhav, would you like to sing?
Sing. Hare Krishna. Sing. Sing. Jaldi kha. Sing. Hare Krishna. Sing. That's okay. Can you sing? Sing Hare Krishna. Everybody is waiting, na beta, jaldi sing fast. That's okay.
Okay, Madhav, you can sing when everybody is sharing that sloka that time.
Mataji, he has something. He didn't finish his, like, he's eating something now. It's his mouth is full.
Mataji, maybe when everybody is sharing their Sanskrit thing, right? That time there's not that time you can sing.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you, Mataji.
Laxmi Mataji.
I'm here, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, kids.
Mataji, I didn't get to tell. Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Ryan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So different.
Mataji, I didn't get a turn.
Yeah, you'll get a chance. Won't talk about it.
Mataji. So Mataji, are we doing Sanskrit?
All right, Hare Krishna, kids. Welcome to today's Damodar class. Let's get started. You know the drill, right? How do we do it? All right, you already know that. We're going to start our class with Shri Guru Pranam Mantra. It's on your screen. We are going to do that together, followed by Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 11 times. And yeah, that's it. And whoever hasn't gotten the chance to recite the Maha Mantra yet, this is your chance. Okay, so let's do that together.
I got 2 chances.
Oh my God. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare That is nice. I'm already impressed with you kids.
I did 22 times chanting.
Okay, so let us get started with today's story. You know which story we are reading?
Rama's Exile.
Exactly. And do you remember what we read yesterday?
We read how Kaushalya was in separation from Rama.
Oh gosh, you all have good memory. All right, so you already know what we read yesterday, and we're gonna do we're gonna read in continuation to that. Okay. So now Lord Ram has to go into exile, right? So he's trying to convince his mother, Kaushalya, that whatever he is doing, there's a reason behind that. And we have to understand the kind of relationships we have. We have to think beyond the material relationships and think it right? So that is how he's trying to explain them. So he's talking about the eternal spiritual truth that we have friends, we have relatives, we are. So that's how Lord bring people together, right? As relatives or friends, people with similar nature, similar habits, and all that kind of stuff. So that's how he brings them together so that they can live their life together, right? So he's trying to explain all that we are brought in together for a reason, but we just and another example that Lord Ram is giving is that it's just like sticks floating on the water. So they will get together, right? Even if they're thrown together, they'll part. They will never be staying together. So this is how, even though we meet, we live together, but then there is a time that you have to part ways, which is destined, then you have to do that. And that is why he's saying that you should never be dependent on these material relationships that we have. And then we'll have to give up all the attachments. So we all are into Krishna consciousness for a while, and we all keep hearing about that all the time, right? That you should not get attached to anything. Attachment is not right. So don't get attached to that. Only get attached to whom? Whom?
Krishna.
Lord Krishna.
Get attached to Krishna, right? Not these material relationships. You should not get attached to that. And you have to set your body and mind entirely on Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord. Yeah, and we always try to find happiness with these temporary relationships, these material relationships, but he's saying clearly that you can only get eternal happiness or everlasting happiness only if you set your mind and body and your thoughts on Krishna. So he keeps giving these kind of explanation. He says, we should not keep talking bad about my father because he had to do what he had to do, right? He had to do that. There was no way that he could escape from that. It is all laid out in such a way that I had to go into exile, and that is why he had to take this kind of a decision. Oops, sorry. So he's just assuring everybody that do not get disturbed just because I have to go to the forest. And at the same time, he's trying to explain Mother Kaushalya that even though the king has taken the decision to send him to exile, but it wasn't easy for him, right? It is never easy for a father to send his son to exile for 14 years. And not even it was, neither it was a good decision or it was an easy decision for a king to send somebody like Lord Ram to exile just because he was supposed to take, he was the rightful heir to the throne. So it wasn't an easy decision for him at all. So that's how he's explaining everything. He's trying to put all the thoughts together. He's trying to explain in every possible way just to convince her that whatever is happening, don't feel bad about that. And finally, he's asking for her permission so that he can leave. Now, after talking to Kaushalya, there is brother who? Lakshman as well, right? So Lakshman is also just not happy about the decision that the king has taken to send him to exile because he's very fond of Lord Ram. So he was just not happy with this decision, and he's just trying to talk against his own father, who's the king, Dashrath, and Mother Kaikeyi. So he's talking about them. He's just full of rage right now. So Lord Ram actually starts to talk to him as well, trying to convince him. He's saying that you just have to control your anger and grief, and you, yeah, in fact, instead of going through that anger, you should actually support the king to implement the pledge that he has taken. So if he has taken the decision that I have to go to the forest for exile, then you actually have to help him so that whatever whatever he's trying to do, he's able to do it. But Lakshman was still not very happy about this. He was looking at the ground, and he was just not happy with the kind of injustice. That's what he thinks that the king has done to Lord Ram. He is just not happy about that. So Lord Ram then puts his arm around Lakshman's shoulder, and he speaks to him and trying to assure him that this is all God's wish. And that's what we were trying to explain earlier also, right? So it's all Lord's plan, and that's how he lays out his plan, that there's so many things have to happen, right? We know after, and that will come in future stories. When Lord Ram goes to the exile in the forest, he actually is able to do a lot of things that were planned for him, right? With Ravan, what happens, right? So all those kind of things happen just because if he wouldn't have gone to forest, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish all that. So it is all the plan of the Lord. And that is what he's trying to explain to Lakshman as well. He says nothing happens just because it didn't happen because the king wanted it, or it didn't happen because the queen Kekri wanted it. It happened because it is what the Lord wanted it. So that's how it had to happen, and that's why it's happening. And he's saying, birth, death, all this come and go, but it happens only because the Lord wants it in a certain way, and then only it will happen. I mean, whenever he wants somebody to do something, that's how things happen. Nothing happens because we humans are doing this. I mean, of course, humans are the medium, or we all are the medium to carry out his instructions, but ultimately he's the one who's controlling things. So Lord Ram is talking to him out of love. He's asking him not to lament about this because such situations are unavoidable, such circumstances are unavoidable. So he should just not show his rage towards Kaikeyi or his father, King Dashrath. He should accept the things the way they are. And he says, he says very soon, I'm going to go, I'm going to depart because this is my destiny, definitely, and I will have to do it. There's nothing, or there's no way we can stop this from happening. I really have to go. Okay, Lakshman was, of course, he was going through a lot of emotions, right? He was angry. He was very emotional that Lord Ram is leaving. So he was going through a lot of emotions, and he was just listening to Lord Ram, or whatever he's talking about, is trying to absorb everything what he's talking about. He had a lot of mood swings because of that, because he's going to exile, but he was still not fully convinced because he's still going through those emotions. Okay, violently shaking his head and arms, he said to Lord Ram, okay, your steady devotion to duty is unparalleled. So he's trying to say that you're doing all this just because you are very dutiful. Whatever duties you have towards the kingdom or towards the king or towards the people of the kingdom, you do not want to ignore that. You are so committed to all this that you have accepted this decision from the king, which is not the right decision. Still you have accepted it because you are really, really committed to the kingdom and the king. And he's saying you are even prepared to do this kind of thing. Excuse me. You're prepared to do this kind of thing, which people don't like doing. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody likes doing it, but you're still doing it just because you are dutiful. How could you not suspect what the motives are of our father and Kaikeyi? He is just trying to say, how can they take this kind of decision if they ever wanted anything to happen? If Kaikeyi ever wanted to take the boon, then why didn't she ask for anything for so many years, right? Why did she have to ask now when you are going to be placed as a king? Why all this is happening now? So he's just trying, he has so many thoughts going on, he has so many emotions going on, he's just not thinking straight. He's just not getting convinced with what Lord Ram is saying, just because he has so much going on in his mind. He's accusing the king and Kekai. Oops. All right, looks like we are almost at the end of the story. So yeah, this is where we end today, kids. We'll continue with the story tomorrow. With this, I'm just going to open up this forum for all of you to...
Mataji, can I tell what my point?
All right, Saitanvik, let's start with you today.
So Mataji, I understand is that we cannot be angry to our parents. It's like how Lakshmana did. He was so angry with his dad, Dashratha, and Kaikeyi. So that's what I understand. Mataji, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that's a good thought too. Parents have a lot of experience, and moreover, like in this particular situation, things are happening. Dashrath is only playing a mediator, right, to what the what the Lord's wish is. So yeah, that's a good point. Thank you for sharing. Gaurangi, you next.
So Mataji, I understands when yesterday when Lakshman was very angry from Kaikeyi because Kaikeyi made sad to Dasharatha, and Rama is a great devotee of Lord Dasharatha. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Gaurangi. All right, Balbit, you next.
What is it ever in destiny that happened?
Well, that
Yeah,
is
thank you.
accurate. Thank you for sharing. Livon, you want to share your thoughts?
I understand that you should not be mad at your parents.
All right, wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. So Devi, you are next.
Yes, Mataji. We should not become angry for ourselves, but we should become angry for the Lord like Lakshman did.
We should not be angry. Say that again, Sudevi.
We should not get angry for ourselves, but we should be get angry if the Lord is hurted. Thank you, Mataji.
Thanks for sharing that. And that's the reason why Lord Ram was able to justify, right? Because he knew that there is no reason to become angry. But of course, Lakshman, as a brother, he had his emotions. So yeah, that's right. Thank you for sharing that. Next, Shubhadra Girdhari, you want to go?
Mataji, can I say, Mataji? I was saying that Mataji, like Lakshmana, he is Sheshnag. That's why he couldn't able to tolerate what the Dasharatha and Kaikeyi said to Ram for the 14 exile, like 14 years after exile. So he couldn't bear it. So he just became angry in his emotions toward Rama. Thanks to Mataji.
Thank you.
Mataji?
Yeah.
So can I go, Mataji?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Lakshman and Rama went to the 14 years for the exile because he had to, because Kaikeyi said it. So he's supposed to go, but he couldn't tolerate it either. But he just stayed quiet and calm and went to the forest for 14 years.
That is right. No wonder he's a Lord, right? He's the composer.
If Lord's still angry, then Lord just be calm and just do whatever people say.
Yeah, very composed. Because you know what's happening, right? Thank you for sharing that, Shubhadra and Girdhari.
Lakshman is a great devotee of Lord Ram. See.
Lakshman is devotee of Ram.
And he was
He-
fully surrendered
He fully surrendered
to Lord Sri Ram.
to Lord Sri Ram. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for sharing that. Wonderful. That was a good angle too. Thank you. Awesome. All right. Janvi.
You have to be kind and respectful to your parents. Like Lord Ram, when his dad sent him to exile, he didn't blame it on his dad. He didn't blame it on anyone. He just went himself.
That is right. Thanks for sharing that. Good point. All right, Mathli, you're next.
Kaushalya sent Rama to the forest, but he was not angry with his mother because his Lord Rama.
Exactly. Is Lord. That is why he's so composed. Thank you for sharing that, Mathli. Anybody else? All right, kids, good points. I really like how you look at every single angle from a very small part of the story. Wonderful. I'm so proud of you. Needless to say, you always bring in not just the material aspect of the story, but also you look beyond that, right? How you can tie that with spirituality or Krishna consciousness. Wonderful. I'm so proud of you. All right. So now is the time to learn this beautiful shloka. And I'm going to request Anjana Gopika Mataji to help us learn the shloka.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Tanvir.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, this is Palvik. Hare Krishna, Mataji, this is Madhav.
Hare Krishna, Madhav. Everyone.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, we'll do the sloka. Okay, now you all repeat after me. Okay.
Mataji.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna.
Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. Tatra Vijayo Bhutir. Turvanitir Mama. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhutir. Durvanitir Matir Mama. Okay, I want to hear everyone voice and whose voice is louder and chanting very sincerely. Okay. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara. Tatra Srir Vijayo Bhuti. Durvanitir Matir Mama. One more time, okay? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. Tatra Vijayo Bhutir. Durvanitir Matir Mama. Okay, everyone do together. Okay, I want everyone. Okay, do.
Ready?
Thank you so much. Again, one more time. Last time, okay? Last time, you all do together. Yes.
Little bit, not the button.
Yes, everyone was doing so much. Danavi, Balaji, Madhav, Levan, everyone. Oh my God, Tanvi, Subhadra, Giri, Tushita, Gaurangi, Maithili, Raghav, everyone was doing so nicely, so sincerely, everyone. Okay, okay, Mataji, please take over the call now, and they will. You can go and learn Devnagari. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. All right, kids, are we ready for Devnagari? Let's get our pen and papers. Oh, all right. So yeah, we got letter. Yeah. Oh wow. All right, kids, let's get started. Yeah, kids, whoever. Yes. Anybody who wants to recite these letters, raise your hands. I'm gonna start with Palvi. Go for you. What's that? All right, kids, raise your hands. I just can't hear when everybody's saying, right? So raise your hands and I'll call out the names. So Palvit, letter K for you.
Kaka, Kiki, Kuku, Kru, Kekai, Kokau, Kamka.
Very nice. Thank you, Palvit. All right. Tushita, letter K.
Tata, Kiki, Kuku, Kekai, Koko, Kamka. Thank you, Mataji.
Right. Thank you, Tushita. Madhav, letter G.
Hey.
Say Gaga.
Gaga, Kiki, Kuku, Tree, Kikai, Koko, Kamka. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Madhav. All right, Harish, letter G for you.
I haven't put any in there actually, mommy. That's my first one. Gaga, Gigi, Gugu, Gru, Gi, Gai, Gu, Gu, Gum, Gaha.
Awesome. Thank you, Risha. Sai Tanvik, letter Ch for you.
Mataji, can I say? I didn't go, Mataji. Mataji would let. I have to do cha, Mataji.
Letter Ch, right.
Cha, cha, chi, chi, chu, 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 che, chai, chow, chow, cham, chaha.
Awesome. That was wonderful. Thank you. All right. So Devi, do you want to do letter Ch?
Yes, Mataji. Cha-cha, chi-chi, chu-chu, chu, chi-chai, cho-chow, cham-cha.
Awesome. Thank you. Livan, letter J for you.
Ja, ji, ju, jru, ji, jai, jo, jao, jam, ja. Mataji, can I do two?
Yeah, I'll come back to you, Livan, right? Once we go through everybody. Okay. You can raise your hand again. I'll come back to you. All right. Vrinda, letter J for you.
Ja. Is it
Vrinda.
Mataji?
Vrinda.
Is it Mataji?
Letter J.
Cha, chi, chu, chu, chi, chai, cho, cham, cha.
Awesome. Thank you. Letter T for Gorangi.
Cha cha, chi chi, choo choo, choo choo, cha chai, cha chow, chum cha.
All right, thank you. Letter T for Raghav. Raghav, letter T. No, all right. Prithu, you want to do letter T?
Yes, Mataji. Ta ta, chi chi, choo choo, choo chi chai, chow chow, chum cha.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I have the name Ryan. So you want to do the?
Yes, Mataji.
All
Ta
right.
ta, ta ta, tura, ti ti, tu tu, turu, tude, ti ti, tita, tu ta, ma, ta. Thank you, Mataji.
All right, thank you. Janvi, letter D.
Ta ta, ti ti, tu tu, te, te, to, to, tam, ta.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mataji, can I say?
You know, just wanted to mention here, the way it's written in English is slightly different, right? And that's how we read it. But see, DHA is not da, right? It is da. So the letter is this. The first line is letter da, and the second line is letter da. You know, so there's a little bit difference in the pronunciation. So da and da. You know, that's how it is. I know the way it's written in English is slightly different, though. All right, who is speaking now?
Me. Balavinda.
Balaranda. All right, go ahead with the.
Okay. Da, ta, ti, ti, tu, tu, through, te, tai, to, thou, tam, taha. Thank you, Mataji.
Awesome. Thank you, Balaranda. Shubhadra and Giridhari, now you can start with letter Th. Shubhadra and Giridhari.
Mataji?
Yeah.
Da da di di do 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 da 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 dum da.
Awesome.
Mataji, can I say Mataji? Okay. Da
Yeah,
da di
Oh, I'm
di
sorry.
do do. Da da di di do do de do do dai do dao dham da. Thanks to
Awesome.
Mataji.
Thank you. All right, kids, we don't have any more letters left, so no repeat today. But we are doing letter Th this week. And today we are going to learn 5 matras for that. So these are the 5 matras for today. Th with U matra is thu. In English, you can write that as THU. So as I was mentioning, right? It's written as THU. It's pretty much two, but it's two, right? Slightly different. One of the word you can make with that is tul tul. Tul tul is nothing, it's flabby. So you can have flabby arms or anything that's flabby. You can use the word tul tul. That means not tight enough. The next one for today is tha with u matra. So big u matra is called, is pronounced as tu. In English, you can write that as THOO. One of the word you can make with that is thukna. Thukna is nothing but spitting, which is a bad habit, but okay. Spitting outside is bad. So this is what you can do. The next one for today is tha with ri matra is 3. In English, you can write that as THRU. Again, with ri matras, the words are very, very rare with ri matras. You can find ri matras towards the end, but not a word which is, not as a beginning letter. So I couldn't find anything with this, so we'll skip that for now. The next one for today is tha with a matra is the. In English, you can write that as THE. One of the word you can make with that is thegli. Thegli is nothing but a patch. So anywhere you add a patch to your, clothes, to your quilt, it's called a patch.
Mataji, I'm done. Can I show?
Hold on, we have last letter to do. All right, so tha with ai matra is thai. In English, you can write that as thai. And one of the word you can make with that is thela. Thela is nothing but a bag, basically a tote kind of bag. So that's your thela. So these are the 5 harmonies for today. We are gonna quickly jump into the canvas.
Mataji, I'm done already.
Yeah, so what to do? You gotta wait a little bit until we finish this. All right. So we are on the we're on the canvas. You have to write letter th. As I was mentioning last time, slightly complicated letter. You just have to do this, bring it here like that. That's your matra, and this one on the top. This is slightly different from year. We talked about it. Year does not have this twist here, but th has it. So so th with u matra is thu, and in English you can write. Not in English, but this is your matra. The next letter for today is th with u matra. So let's make your letter th first. This is your letter th, and big u matra is your thu. 3 is your third letter for today. So let's make your letter th. This is your letter th. With re matra is 3. So this is your re matra. It's just a C shape in the bottom. We know matras by now, right? We have been practicing it for a very long time. And oh, I think. Oh. Hey. Last two for today is th with a matra. So this is your letter th with a matra. So a matra is just one matra on the top. The last one for today is thei. So this is your, oops, sorry, that's a bad letter. Sorry. Okay. Not too bad. So thei is 2 matras on the top. And that's it. So 5 matras for today. 2, 3, thei, thai.
Mataji, can I show mine?
Yeah, I'll just start.
Mataji, you just remove mine.
Mataji, can I show? Mataji, can I show?
Okay, I'll just start.
Mataji, can I show? Mataji, can I show?
Mataji,
Yeah, kids, if you're ready, just raise your hands and I'll start announcing your names, okay? Start
Mataji.
Start with Saitanvik.
Mataji. This is my mattress.
All right, Tanvik, that's good. Good job. Prithu? All right, let's see. Okay. I couldn't see last 2 letters, the bottom letters. You want to show that again, Prithu? Okay. All right, awesome. Thank you. Pretty close. All right, Livon? Oh, very cute letters. Beautiful letters. Thank you. Who else is ready? Prishya, you ready?
Yes, Mataji.
Let's see. Very nice. Good job. Very well done. Brenda, you ready? All right, very nice, Brenda. Good job. Anybody else is done?
Mataji, can Shubhadra and Giridhari go? We were raising our hands.
Oh, why can I not see that? Wait. Yes, Shubhadra, Giridhari. Okay, I'm ready for you.
Wait, not this one. I meant this one.
All right, very nice. Very nice. Good job.
My
Giridhari?
brother left somewhere, so I'm gonna show his.
Okay.
This is my brother's. Do you see his name?
Okay. All right. Good. Very nice. Anyone else wants to show? All right, kids, never mind. Take your time, finish up the letters. And then you can send me in the WhatsApp. I will definitely take a look at the letters. All right. And we have another class starting soon, so it's a wrap up. We're going to finish our class. We're going to finish our class with Shri Vaishnav Pranam Mantra. It's on your screen. We're going to do that together. Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, kids. Thank you for the class today, and I will see you in the next class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, kids.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.